Last week, I woke up and I saw a message on my phone. Somebody saying, I've been following you, Kataps. I followed you for a long time on your farm, on your channel. Actually, when you started teaching us, it's when I began my poultry farm. Unfortunately, I started with many birds. I began with 600 birds. And that was the message. Then I had to take initiative to call him on the phone. I called him. When I called him, he told me that he has been a fisherman. But the problem that fish today in Uganda, fishing has become so hard because the government does not want poor fish, small fish. And then there's a lot of army on the lake. They have been chased away from the lake. Those who have been exporting fish, those who have been selling fish, all of those are now rendered jobless. So he says he had gotten money, was always giving it to some veterinary officer who was helping him out to run his business. Now he is home with these 600 birds, making it 4 months. But then he has no single money to buy any feeds, and the feed is finished. So I took it to myself and I was like, now, what should I do to such people? And in this video, I want to share with you really, what should you do before starting a poultry business, especially in this year, 2025, the poultry guide for you who has not started 2025. And stick around, we shall be together. If you want to start a farm in this 2025, you must have to ensure that you have enough money to bring the birds. That is to book the birds. You identify which kind of birds do you want to bring. Are you going for layers? Are you going for local birds? Are you going for broilers? Or are you going for this, the saso broilers, which we call improved kienyeji, improved local birds? You decide which one you're going to go for, which one you're going to rear. And then that one is guided by the kind of job you have or the kind of the money you have. If you have a very serious, busy job from 9 to 5 p.m., it's always advisable to bring the birds which are less labor intensive, or which you can supervise. But still, those birds which you cannot give the time are not there. So we encourage you to have at least 70% of your time in your farm. If you started with the broilers, when I started 2016, I started with the broilers. So I would give them the water in the morning, then go for work. I gave them enough drinkers, enough feeders, and enough feed, of course, with enough water. Then the whole day, I would come in the evening after work, give them another water. Because remember broilers feed even at night. So at night, when you put the lights, you're sure they eat enough food. They feed well at night because the day you are not there. But that calls for a small starter farmer, maybe up to 200 birds only. That's what I did. Then later, I went into layers. Layers, I would give them the feed in the morning, go for work. Then I would ensure that I come in the middle of the day to remove the eggs. And then I come to feed them in the evening. That was not practical. Remember, work, depending on the work you have. I had a small job that I could at least leave at midday or at 1, come to remove the eggs. That was not sustainable. I had to hire a worker. Remember what the worker did to me. The worker would every day steal 2 trays of eggs. I had 350 birds. So I would at least be able to collect 10 trays to 11 per day. But whenever I was not there, she would report only 9 trays, 9 to 8. Every day she would steal me at least 2 trays of eggs. You can imagine. All the profit to be made was taken by her. That's now I counsel those who want to say workers are enough for your farm. How do they identify that? Every Saturday and Sunday, I was always at home. So I would tell her, don't come for work. That was her off days. I wanted to identify, does she ever make any stealing from my farm? That's what encouraged me and what made me know that she was stealing. So if we were to go for these croilers or maybe the local birds, for the local birds, you would be able to be in free range. That is, the limitation could be if you don't have enough land. If you have like maybe a 1 acre and you have fenced it, you can do local birds and then you put them at a free range. But to have a challenge, of wild animals. Those are the claws in the sky. They're these small rats, small cats. They take out the chicks. And that would be a dangerous thing, because if they take out the chicks also, it means your farm will not grow. It cannot grow. That is, if you want to grow a farm, you're sure that you are there yourself, you're doing whatever you're to do, and then you give it at least 70% of your time. So finally, I began becoming serious on a poultry farm. When I have faced all the challenges, I did broilers, I did layers, and I did some local, and I had to become very serious on the farm. The reason is why I encourage you to be serious and give 70% of your time. You need to maximize profit and maximize production. Then when you optimize the cost of production, that is, you shop your feeds yourself, go to the sellers yourself, because the workers will ensure they inflate the prices. They also inflate the feeds. Maybe they can cut 1 kilogram from soybean, and then they count as if they put it in. Let's give an example. If you're going to mix the feeds, maybe you're going to do 30% of protein. They will do for you 25% of protein. Then they take out the other kilograms in terms of money. Then you will not know. You just see your buyers cutting the production only. So buying feeds should be yourself. Then also ensure that the feeders are nicely arranged. If you don't do it yourself, the workers never mind about the spoilage of feed. The feed will be spilled, and they will not mind about it at all. You ensure that the chicks you bring are from a right source, and the breed you have is also right. When the breed you have is the right breed, it means the birds you are going to raise, you're sure that you are raising a right breed. You don't have any excuses. You have the right feed, the right breed, and then you have the right workers, who include yourself as the managing director, or maybe the work among the workers. You are efficient at your work. If you want to do 25, if you want to do broilers or layers or any other type of birds in 2025, you must have the right source of feeds. That means the right source of income and the right source of feeds. An example on layers, each layer bird will take you 30,000 Ugandan shillings. That includes the booking. That's about $80 US. If you don't have that money for each bird for the next 5 months of the year, this is January. This is actually February. Today is February. Early February. If you wanted to book for March this year, you're sure to have money for March, April, May, June, and early July. Because the birds will lay in the early May to give you the right eggs, so that you can start saying they're giving you the production, able to feed themselves. So in that early July, from March, you should be able to have 30,000 or $80 for each layer bird, including the booking, the water, the workers, the feeds, electricity, charcoal, all that is covered. And that is really good if you have that. That means if you have to bring 100 layers, you should be able to have 300,000 Ugandan shillings. I don't know if you're getting me. If you get 30,000 times 100 birds, you get 300,000 for Ugandan shillings. That's about $80. Yes. It's about $80 for you to bring 100 birds. We're going to talk about the equipment you need to bring the birds now. You need the feeders. Of course, specifically for each number of birds, I've already given you videos about how, if you want 100 birds, we have seen that we have the feeders, we have the drinkers, we have the birds, we have the feeds, everything. You are ready to go. I encourage you to have a plan and have an accountability sheet. Whatever you do, you account for it. If you write it down, you'll never have to grumble, to start regretting. You have everything at your fingertips. And then the first batch will be your lesson, it will be your learning point. The second batch will be good to go. I've been birds for over now 8 years in poultry farming. The experience I have has been enough. If a bird is sick, I know what is making it fall sick. If the prices of eggs are going to rise, I know when. If the prices are going to lower down, I know when. The feed prices, I know, I predict everything now. That's why I become like a consultant. Those who want to consult me, I am available. I set up farms and I also grow the farm with you. Because me, when I'm here, it is like I am in what we call a classroom, a laboratory, a treatment ward. Everything, it is here at my fingertips. So please, if you are new here, subscribe. If you have been here, share these videos. And if you have any question in the comment section, I will answer you on WhatsApp number +256 70056 4311. I'll be putting it on the screen as it passes by so that you cannot miss it out. Till we meet again, this is Katapsfarm once again. Bye bye.